Hi there, everybody. What do we got? 7:28, 7:29 now in Tasmania, Australia. This is only going to be a very, very short video. As I've mentioned in my last few videos, looking at PURIM, Esther, February 10 to 11 time frame. I've referred people to the community tab and other videos I've made. I also want to point out a couple of things I didn't know about February 10. So I knew it was a full moon, a new moon, but I didn't know it was a super new moon. This is from timeanddate.com, so I find that interesting. I also find interesting because there's always that debate about the full moon, the new moon, the slither of the moon, etc. The time frame I'm looking at would be a new moon on Feb 10 and the slither of the moon on February 11th. If you have a look on timeanddate.com, I'll zoom this up. You can see that on February 11th we should have 3.5% illumination, which would be enough to see. And that looks like, it's hard to say, but it looks like the moon starts to rise at about 7:36 a.m. and sets at 7:14 p.m. Nonetheless, I suspect that we would have a sliver of the moon sighting on the 11th. So we've got all the things that I've mentioned about Esther and PURIM and the reversal of feasts and how I see that could be significant, etc., and that PURIM in 2031 could well be into the millennial reign. So PURIM 2024 would be in the tribulation, hence a rapture before then. And then Mike noticed that 48-day period that occurs, I think it's the middle of the 11/11 date through to PURIM this year that he's got on February 29, and I think the middle date was Feb 10/11, which is where I'm looking at. Or he might have started on Festival of Trees, I can't remember, one of the two. So we've got that convergence, but we've also got the Super Bowl on February in that same period, 10 and 11. So we've got new moon. We'll have probably the sighting of the sliver of the new moon. We've got the Super Bowl. We have my theories about PURIM and what I saw in Esther. What I thought were some confirmations from God when I turned to two different books, chapter 10, verse 11 of Numbers and Isaiah. And I had another user comment about, I think it was Matthew 10, verse 11. I also had another subscriber comment about how they had a strong feeling or word from the Lord about the numbers 10 and 11. It's all looking very, very interesting. The time frame between the 10 and 11, if you took away the 0, you'd have 111. It's one of those sorts of numbers that everybody's seen. So, not that I'm into gematria or whatever it's called. I know that you can drop the zeros out. That's about all I know. So keep looking up, guys. Not to mention the fact that Sister DJ just contacted me and said there's been a big escalation worldwide right now today in all sorts of things, volcanoes, earthquakes, lots of movement in lots of areas all of a sudden just in the last hour or so. So I'm still looking very, very closely at February 10 to 11 because we'll have the new moon and the sighting of the slither, I would imagine, given, as I said, a 3.5 illumination. So we'll see. It's getting pretty exciting. Keep looking up. You know the drill. It's by Jesus' work and his blood, not your own. You're going to have to give all the glory over to him. Don't take any of your own. The only way to the Father is to the Son. Confess with your mouth Jesus is Lord. Believe in your heart God rose him from the dead on the third day, defeating death, sin and the grave. And you are saved. But remember, you have to believe with your heart. This isn't something you can just idly say. God bless.